to maximize your potential by getting the best listing. Obviously, product has to be best. Images have to be amazing, but your listing is like the it's the heartbeat of your business. And if you're not maximizing that potential, everything you do on top of that, PPC, outside traffic, yada yada, it's all falling short of what it could be at, right? And so you've got to make sure that you're doing the best job there on your listing.
Hey everyone, it's Norm Farrar, aka the Beard Guy here, and welcome to another Lunch with Norm, the e-commerce and Amazon FBA podcast. Okay, today's episode, we're going to be talking about what everybody's talking about right now. It's ChatGPT, and specifically for Amazon. How do you create a page one ready Amazon listing in under 1 minute using ChatGPT? How does ChatGPT help with creating an Amazon listing, what it'll take to walk through the process, and how to make sure you're getting the best results. Okay, welcome everybody back to the Amazon. Yeah, it sounds like it. And welcome back everybody to the Lunch with Norm e-commerce and Amazon FBA podcast. All right, these 3 or 4 series of pre-recorded podcasts are so great. We've just been lucky to get a lot of really great individuals to come on and join us for these pre-records. So this is no exception. Today, we're talking about how to create a page one Amazon listing under a minute with ChatGPT. Our guest is a repeat. I think he's probably, Kevin King is definitely the most that anybody's been on the podcast, but I think Jon comes in second. He's been on 3 or 4 times. Anyways, he's the co-founder and CEO of ZonGuru. He spent the last 15 years working as an advertising strategist for some of the top digital agencies in Johannesburg, London, and Los Angeles. In 2014, he also launched multiple successful private label brands on Amazon, which started his path into ZonGuru. His plan is to keep ZonGuru's momentum going by making fast decisions and staying focused on what's important, because as the saying goes, life is meaningless until you give it meaning. And we're talking about an awesome guy, a friend, Jon Tilley. So we'll get to him in a second, but let's have a word from our sponsor. I want to thank Jeff Schick Legal for sponsoring this episode of Lunch with Norm. You've probably heard on the podcast about Amazon suspensions. They're very real. It can happen at any time. And when it does happen, how do you get out of it? How does the little guy like you and me get out of these suspensions without paying an arm and a leg in legal fees? This is where Jeff Schick Legal is here to help. For a very low monthly retainer, for only $89, get access to Amazon attorney Jeff Schick. That's right. You can sit back, relax, enjoy that cup of coffee while listening to the Lunch with Norm podcast, knowing that you have an advocate and a partner in your business success. But wait, just mention Lunch with Norm and receive 50% off the first 2 months. Get the protection you need and visit jeffschick.com today. That's JEFFSCHICK.com. Now let's get back to the show. Welcome, Mr. Jon.
Nolan, what's up, man? Good to see you.
Going?
It's going. I'm sitting in my garage right now in Los Angeles. So you get me in the morning, which is good. So yeah. Good to hear all that update, man, dude. You are busy, man, and just congratulations, man. Just like having a big idea, throwing your hat in the ring, and just going for it and learning along the way. You're obviously a seasoned entrepreneur, and that's what it takes. You've got to find something interesting, go first at it. Be embarrassed by the first iterations of your product.
Very embarrassed.
What's the saying? If you're not embarrassed by the first iteration of your product, you waited too long, right? So you get out there and just keep going. And it sounds super cool, man. I'm following obviously, and yeah, I'm no doubt you're gonna get there with everything and be able to write a book after this thing. Jeez, it's gonna be great.
Through ChatGPT probably.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, 100%.
All right. Well, they say email isn't effective. I didn't even know what you were doing. Like, I know your company. We've talked a ton. It's an awesome company. But all of a sudden I get this email and I'm just scrolling through and it's what is this? And I take a look at it. It was intriguing. So I reached out and I said, look, we got to do something. We got to do something quick. And so I'm glad you came on because what you've developed, I think it's the first of its kind for Amazon, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a world first. It's basically a ChatGPT integration through the API into our listing optimization tool, where it literally can create content for your listing in under a minute that is literally better, if not equal to the best, converting listings on page one for that buy keyword. So, what's great about it is our tool allows you to compare your listing, other listings versus any content you put on there versus the keywords you want to optimize for, and scores it, and we can see how well the ChatGPT functionality works, and it's impressive. It's impressive for sure. Not just the tool, but what I'm talking about is the AI. We go into all of these things skeptical when we've been around long enough that through the years there's been various marketing initiatives or flash in the pans or things that come out, and we always look at them and say, hey, is this going to be a game changer? And when I saw this come out 2 months ago, I was like, this is a game changer. .com, boom, Uber, taking something like AI, and AI has been around since literally the start of the internet, but it's moving it into the consumer realm where it can become part of our everyday life. And I think this is absolutely one of those things where there's a moment in time where things are shifted, and it's going to become a tool that we're all going to use in everyday life in a bunch of different ways. So how we use it and engaging with it, not being scared of it, and jumping in is important. So when I saw that, I was like, okay, we need to jump in here and do the testing and see what the result is. So we've been on it for a while, and of course we're the world's first content creator for an Amazon storefront, as part of our operational product for Amazon sellers and agencies, etc.
Well, what was interesting is I tried creating some listings and they weren't bad. One of my brands, or one of my clients, they asked me to try it for their product, and I did. And I looked at it, and I put in a couple of keywords and came out with not a bad listing. But it's different than what you're doing because you have the intelligence in the back. You're comparing the competitors. You already have the keyword research that's built in, which if I go out and I build a listing and I put it into, or if I put a listing through ChatGPT right now, I'll get an okay title. I'll get an okay set of bullets. But if I'm putting it through yours is like on steroids because it's got the back end support that backs up the content. Is that right?
Exactly. Yeah. And so exactly. And we'll get into the detail of that, but I think that's the theory, right? Of how you should be looking at ChatGPT in various applications in your life, in your business, whatever it is that, at the end of the day, it's not a job replacer. It's an additive tool to help you with certain functions, and certainly would elevate us as humans and experts to a different level, right? Where we're taking an intelligent AI, right, and we're feeding it with information, and depending on what we feed it with, we get different results, right? So in our case, why it works so well is like we over the years have built a whole bunch of data intelligence around Amazon, specifically keyword research. What are people actually, all the different variations of keywords that people type into to find a specific type of product, finding those keywords, ensuring that they're relevant, that they're relevant for the product, building in, best converting listings, building in that intelligence, building in sentiment from reviews, right? And hopefully building that and building in a product awareness to the AI so that it's writing for the right kind of long tail type product description, right? These are kind of things that if we feed that prompt to the AI and importantly figure out the order in which we feed it in, the quality of the output is amazing, right? And it's literally, it's impressive, and we'll show it in a second. But we're still in beta, of course, and there's a whole bunch of iterations that are coming to it. But we went into this with again with a we were what's the word? We were going into it saying, hey, what's the return going to be like? Is it going to pass the sniff test? How well is it going to perform? And we ran it, and we just said, like, the reaction first was like, we shouldn't be doing this. I was like, let's just try it, let's see. And very quickly the engineers came back and we were like, this is legitimate. This is a legitimate thing that can help us as entrepreneurs, which is, if we can speed up our time, cover the admin costs, and at the end of the day, give us an amazing baseline that we can then edit and finesse and bring our expertise and our creativity to, we're in a good place, right?
Right.
And I think that's I've said a lot here, but I think we should come back to that last point, because I think it really is important. Yeah.
Okay, so I just want to go back. Probably the first thing I should have asked, but for anybody who doesn't know, anybody who might be sleeping under a rock, what is ChatGPT, and how do people access it?
Yeah, obviously it's a product that's being developed, and I think it's an AI. It's owned by Microsoft. There's various ones that are going to be coming out, but at the end of the day, it's a the best way I can explain it in the simplest terms is it's like a virtual assistant that sits there. If you feed it specific information or ask it to do specific requests, it will go there and can do it in amazing speed with amazing amounts of vast information to develop whatever you need it to develop, right? And instead of coding or whatever, you literally prompt it with sentences, and it performs its function, and you can steer it in a bunch of different directions. So it's literally something that you can command and you can tell, and it will come back in lightning speed with an end result. And yeah, that how people access it. Obviously, it was in beta. It was free for a while. I think now there's a monthly charge to get access to it. I think it was $42. Now it's $20 or something. They have different variations of that you can access. And they had to move on that quick because that thing just blew up. Literally, the whole world just jumped on it in a matter of days. And then obviously from a service provider like us, there's an API access that you have. We were obviously jumped on that very early on and got into their initial program, connected to the API, and we can use that at a higher level with certain outputs. Now we pay for that as well. What's interesting, as part of our beta, which we're live with right now, is we don't charge for it, so it's all free for anyone who wants to jump in. As part of a subscription with ZonGuru, you get free access to the API. There's no additional charge on top of our subscription during the beta right now.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what different types of business models come out of this. You know why I'm old and how I can tell I'm old?
I could guess, but that's okay. Yeah, go.
I just checked the comments.
Oh God.
So yeah, this is a pre-record. Okay.
No one's making any comments.
No, what the heck? What's going on here? Is this going to blame Kelsey for it? But there was some. I don't know if you've ever heard of this, and this goes back to 1995. There was this technology that came out called wildfire. Did you ever hear about it?
No.
It was with your cell phone. I'm not sure in the States. I know it was available in the States. It was available in Canada, sort of a beta program that came out. And it was your VA that you could ask it to do anything. Like if calls were coming in, you'd hear the person, your assistant, come in and say, "Oh, you've got a call. What do you want me to do? Or should I put it through? Or have a favorite list? Oh, can you take a note for me? Oh, can you?" And all of this was all voice activated, of course, but it was so cool, and it never came out. And this is back in 1995. It was called Wildfire. Really, really cool. But it was uber expensive too at the time, but we were just playing around with it.
Ironic, huh? Wildfire.
Yeah.
Just got put out straight away. Yeah, Yeah, I mean, look, and that's the point. Is like there's always these, whenever there's new technology like this comes out, people can react in the wrong way. They can get fearful of it. They think that they have to approach marketing in a completely different way. It's not necessarily a different way. It's going back to the same traditional strategies of things that have been around before, but just doing them in a faster, more intelligent, better way. And that's again, like, what's good about this specific iteration is that it's moving us as experts from being content writers, which could take you 2-3 hours if you know what you're doing, right, into content editors, where you're getting an amazing baseline that's probably 85-90% there, that you can look at and you go, okay, I don't know where to start. Just getting me past the hump. I've already got 85% of the way there, and now I can go in and finesse it further. I could bring my expertise to that, tweak it here and there, and then be ready and simply upload it to Amazon. So, that job of moving us away from doing the doing, and then having the ability and the space to conduct, our business and have a vision for where we're going and just move it at better speed. It's beautiful, right? So it's about understanding, but the strategy of what you're doing on listings still has to remain the same, right? You've got to have a good understanding of that. So, yeah, it's cool, man. I think right now there's a stat that's about 36.5% of listings that the score is 36.5% above page one listings that we compare it to. So, it's significant what it does.
Wow.
The trick there is you can't give it too much information because you can confuse it too. So you've got to be able to balance how you prompt it and what to do with it. And yeah, we're in beta. We have a few things that are coming out to improve it and get it to the next level. And we're getting a lot of feedback of different ideas and things to do. What I caution our team with as well is like, okay, we're in the business of 80-20, right? We develop our tools that have the most impact on your business. And we don't necessarily focus on all the shiny objects. We give you what needs to be done. So we'll do the content side of it for a little bit more, but we're not going to keep shining that. I think we'll get it to a really impactful place, and then we're going to build in this AI into a lot of our other tools as well, because at some point we're just going to, you'll have a software and it's just going to be like one input field and you just write whatever you want and it's just going to spit back whatever you need, so it's interesting.
Yeah, I can't wait to see a display of it a bit later on. But all right, so let's talk about how this app will help the listing. So you put the information in. How can ChatGPT help an Amazon listing, and what different ways?
Yeah, I mean, you know this probably better than me in terms of how, what is the algorithm looking for, the Amazon algorithm looking for in a listing, in order to to convert better, so they make more money. And obviously, as you do that, you get more algorithm juice, and you rank higher, and you perform better, and you get more traffic, etc. Right? So there's a certain theory around how you construct a listing, to ensure that it's well optimized for the algorithm. It stands out from the competition. It focuses on things that the competition hasn't found yet, and obviously it works well from a human perspective, where we give them the information in a consumable way, where we highlight the right benefits, and we provide a listing that provides the right information so it converts, right? So you're obviously always creating a listing that look at those three things: the algorithm, the keywords, etc., the content that's on there, and how it converts for customers, right? So what ChatGPT does is it just, and that's the thing, is it follows the same format that we have. We have a listing optimization algorithm or piece of intelligence that we've built that essentially allows you to look at and load your listing, blank listings, AI listings now, or even competitor listings into the tool, and then we score those listings based on how well it is optimized for keywords that match the style that the algorithm want to be optimized for, right? So essentially we have a metric that says, hey, your listing scores, let's just say 30,000 based on all these key metrics for the algorithm, and your average for the listings on page one, right? So we understand like what are the best converting listings, how well they optimize for keywords, and we can see that. and then you can add keywords, and as you add keywords, it improves the listing. So that's the theory and what we've built in our tool. Load the right keywords, make sure you understand the baseline of what's the best in space for optimization for the listing, and then you build your own listing. And depending on how you exact phrase, broad match, title, bullets, back end descriptions, etc., is depending on how well you score for that listing.
Okay, so I think what we're going to do is just talk about the giveaway, and then we'll come back and you can give us an example of how to use this. But anyways, we're towards the end of the hour. If you'd like to take part in the Wheel of Kelsey giveaway today, we've got a great giveaway. I'll just say ChatGPT. We got a great giveaway, and so it's hashtag Wheel of Kelsey and tag 2 people. You'll get a second entry. If this is the first time you've seen the podcast, we do have a giveaway at the end of the podcast, and it's called Wheel of Kelsey. Stick around, you'll find out why. But it's just give us hashtag Wheel of Kelsey, tag 2 people, you get a second entry. John, what is the giveaway today?
Yeah, the giveaway that we actually created is a free listing analysis. So basically, there's a form there. You can just enter your ASIN, and we'll have a team member on our side who's actually a seller who's head of customer success. They'll take that ASIN, they'll run it through our listing tool, pull in the main competitors, generate an AI listing, and literally send you a video back with that whole analysis in there to show how your listing compares to an AI listing versus your top competitors, and a list of keywords as well. So, that's the giveaway. It doesn't feel strong enough. So what I'll do, and this is Kelsey, sorry if I'm throwing in on the mayor of Blunder over here, Blunders, but we'll give away a month free as well. To our main seller package as well. We'll throw that in. So whoever wins that will get that analysis first, and then we'll give away a free month to our seller package as well.
That's fantastic. And also, there is something for everybody. I think it was, I don't know what the code is, but it's a 20% discount or something.
Yeah, it's actually a link. It's a link.
It's scrolling across the screen right now. I think it's there we go.
I put in LW and Lunch with Norm 20, it was 20% off. So 20% lifetime off, which is our strongest offer there. You can jump in. There's a free trial on there. So just get in and just try it, man. Don't be scared of ChatGPT. Just jump in and do it.
Yep. All right. Okay. So Kelsey, let's go to a sponsor, then we'll come back and check out what John's system does. I want to give a quick shout out to an incredible group of sponsors to help keep this podcast running. The Lunch with Norm podcast would not be possible without the support of the following sponsors: Post Purchase Pro, Clear Ads, Jeff Schick Law, Rebate.com, Honu Worldwide, Digital Blacksmiths, Netfluence, Extreme Power, and Startup Club. Now back to the show. Okay, we're back. All right, let's share your screen. Just one thing, John, just a reminder that this is video, but the majority, it's a podcast, so it's audio, so we'll have to describe what we're seeing.
I just had a random memory going to my head just to share first, but I know you're going on Seller Cruise right now, and I was like, I remember like going on party buses sometimes, and I had like a lot of anxiety because I'm like, once you get on the boat, you can't get off. You're stuck there.
Yeah.
For however long it is, you're in. and obviously good things come out of that, but it's like that, when you step over that thing, you're like, okay, I'm getting onto this thing, and I'm not getting off for a little while.
Well, you'll have to come next year. It's awesome, and they got a lot of. There's like 200 people going.
No, wow.
It's crazy. But anyways, yeah, we're gonna miss you. So next time.
All right, let me share my screen. Hold on.
Yep. And
okay, you can see my screen
this in a second. Yeah, it's coming up. Got it.
Okay, cool. So we'll get into the ChatGPT, and I'll show you that in a second. I think what I wanted to show everyone here, and obviously people listening, is a little bit of the theory behind optimization, right? And what I've chosen as a product here, and I've just loaded Amazon, is I've typed in the word golf cooler. So This is a typical kind of good product that you could sell on Amazon. And the search results on Amazon have pulled up, right? And we've got a whole bunch of sponsored ads, and then we've got a whole bunch of organic, placements, and essentially the best organic ranked products listings for that buyer term, which is obviously golf cooler, right? And when you're optimizing your listing, you want to obviously find the best keywords, that an intelligent tool set can give you, that customers will be typing into Amazon to find that product. So there's a whole bunch of variations around golf cooler, right? But you also want to probably understand, okay, well, if this guy's all ranked, this guy right here, Frostbox golf bag cooler, if he's ranked in number one position for that term, how well has he optimized his listings? Where has he put the keywords? What keywords has he exact match, broad match, phrase match in his title, bullets, etc.? What kind of good job has he done for that specific term to match the algorithm, right? So understanding how your competitors have ranked is an important piece, in my view, of understanding how well you should optimize your listing. So when we do our listing optimization, you can actually pull in up to 8 different listings. So I could choose I could just choose this Frostbox. We've got a Chrome extension. What's interesting in our Chrome extension is you can see also the ones that are getting the most current best clicks and conversions from brand analytics. So Falcona Wild Golf Cooler Bag, Pins and Aces. Obviously people can't see it here, but we have a little indicator on our Chrome extension with a bunch of different data, but some of it also tells you, hey, currently which one is getting the most clicks and conversions from Amazon Direct. They're telling us this one's actually getting clicked on the most by customers and converting the most. So understanding those might be a good idea of what to put into your listing optimization, right? So that's the theory of what I would just want to show that, and we'll jump over into ZonGuru right now. So can you see my screen?
Yep.
Okay, so this is ZonGuru. We have a whole bunch of, this is our dashboard right now, but we have a whole bunch of tools down the left-hand side. Interesting tidbit on our dashboard, we're actually launching sessions and conversion percent as a whole big piece in our dashboard in about 2 weeks. So probably when this goes live, it'll be live already. If you go into our listing optimization section, we have our flagship tools, Keywords on Fire, which is our keyword tool, which does something pretty interesting. It gives you context again. So it'll give you keywords, but also where your main competitors are strong or weak and how to beat them. And that's obviously important in understanding, what keywords you need to optimize for in your listing optimizer. And then this is listing optimizer, right? So I'm clicking on it right now, and I'm going to go into a session I've set up for golf cooler. So I simply set up a session. On the left-hand side is all the keywords that we're going to load from our keyword tool, which has generated the most relevant, impactful keywords of all different variations for golf cooler as our seed keyword. So we have all our keywords loaded on the left, and on the right-hand side, you can load up to 8 different listings, right? And I've loaded 3 just for fun here. I've loaded the best organic listing, Frostbox golf bag. I loaded Pins and Aces, which was the best, brand analytics clicks and converted listing. And then I loaded Athletico golf cooler, which was just middle of page 1, right? So I loaded those 3. And what our tool does is it pulls in all of the copy content for that listing. So title, bullets, description, and we actually even pull in the backend search terms for any listing. So it's kind of unique, but we know how to put in the backend search terms. So basically all the content that is that the algorithm will be looking at to rank your listing, we pull in all that content, right off the bat. As soon as you load it, we pull it in. So we pull it in for those 3 listings, and now we're ready to kind of do an analysis, right? So I've loaded those 3. I can literally go onto the left-hand side and just load my keywords. So I'm going to import my keywords from, I'll just add all the keywords from a session that I ran on golf cooler as my seed keyword. I'm pulling in all of the most relevant keywords, and we give you the keywords, a search volume with historical search volume as well. If you click on it, we give you a relevancy score, and then we tell you for those competitors we've loaded, do they have that keyword in the listing, and where do they have it? Do they have an exact match in the title, broad match, or somewhere in their listing, right? So we show you exactly where it's included anywhere in the listing. And on the right side, we give that listing a score. So you can see right now, Frostbox Golf Cooler Bag has got a score of 29,000, and it's in the top 10% of all listings on page 1 for the term golf cooler, right? So we give it a score. We know from all of the listings how well it's optimized, and you have the listing. So it's got a score there. We have the next one here, which is a athletic golf cooler, which is middle of page 1. That's got a score of 15,000, and that's average. It's saying it's average. And then we have the best clicked and converted one, which is in the top 12%. So, just a smattering of different listings. And you can see how well they are optimized for the keywords. And on the left-hand side, I can see all the keywords that are missing, because the ones that are in green over here are deduped, missing from the listing. So you could always go here and understand what keywords are missing and how I should add an exact match or phrase match into the listing, right? So that's the theory of what we've put together. Now, what we could do on the right-hand side is I could start a listing from scratch. I could load one of my listings and see how well that's optimized and customize it further. Or I could just AI generate a listing, and I can do that right now. It's going to take up to 30 seconds. I'll just click the button. And what we're doing right now, so I've hit the button on generating that AI listing. And so what we're prompting that AI tool with is, all of the most relevant, keywords for that niche that customers are actually typing into Amazon, that obviously we've pulled out from, from reverse ASINs that we've done as well. We're feeding it with sentiment from product reviews. We're feeding it with, the best versions of listings for that keyword. We're sending it. We're feeding it with product awareness as well. These are some things that we're feeding with. We're going to be feeding it with a lot more, but those are some of the things that we're doing based on our intelligence, which are really important prompts to make sure that we get a good listing. And here I've generated an AI listing. You can see, actually, it's different every time I run this, right? But this one right now has actually scored 30,000. It's in the top 9% of all listings on page, for that buyer term, golf cooler. And here's the listing. So golf accessory, this one is actually not as good as it's been in the past, but it says golf accessory gifts for men, cooler bag, insulated, leak-proof golf push cart cooler bag, beer sleeve, beer gift accessories, and more, right? So that's a title. Bullets, it puts the benefit first. Keep your drinks cold, our golf cooler bag is designed to keep your beverage, blah, blah, blah. You can read the bullets, right? Description, has a whole description written here. It's got page breaks in it, so it's written the right way. And we actually don't even have the back-end search terms added yet. I'll show you how we can do that. So, it's a fully well-generated listing. If I don't like something that's generated here, whether it's the title, the bullets, or even the descriptions, I can actually just hit AI generate again, and it's simply going to regenerate in a couple of seconds. It'll regenerate that title and give it a totally different title. So the point is, and we've redone it, and actually it's a pretty similar score, but it's a different thing. It says golf cooler bag insulated with beer sleeve, right? Golf cart accessory, etc. So it generated a new title, and I can see on the left here how well it's optimized for the keywords, exact phrase, and broad match. I can go in here and edit it further if I want to. So if I want to make golf bag cooler an exact match, I could go in here and go golf bag, just put the word in cooler right here, and I'm exact matching in the title, and my score is going to improve a little bit more. It's gone into the top 8%. So I can go through and I can finesse it further if I want. I can also just add all the backend, all the deduped keywords to the backend search terms. So I can just do it in one shot if I want. It's going to recalculate. And right now I've got a listing that is, in the top 4% of all listings for golf for that product, right? So it's a well-optimized listing. If I like it as is, I can simply click here and I can publish it directly to Amazon, which is like a partial flat file upload. It'll go directly to your listing, publish it right there, and I can move on to my next listings as well. So that's kind of a high-level overview of how the AI performs. Again, it's giving you an amazing baseline that you can literally go in and edit and finesse, and then publish it directly.
That's pretty impressive. Now, is this dependent on the quality of the competition that you're showing?
No. So the competition that I'm showing in here are just ones that I've simply added as a reference point, so I can see how well I'm optimized against these.
Okay.
The AI, actually, we pull in hundreds of listings. So we actually go out there and we based on our relevancy and our data intelligence, we actually find hundreds of listings that actually input and feed into the AI intelligence. This is just a comparison thing. So again, I can load up to 8, but it's not using the ones that I'm loading as reference for the AI. We actually we're adding these and many more to kind of help prompt the AI and to write the content.
It looks pretty simple.
Yeah, it's awesome, man. It really is impressive. So again, it's things that we're coming up with in the future. We are adding right now. We're adding more product awareness. Sometimes the AI might, like if it was a, canvas, golf cooler bag, sometimes it might not have the awareness right, and it might write in their metal, casing or whatever, right? So we have to give it a little bit more product awareness, which is a finesse that we're adding. Language. So we're adding language. So people have been testing this a lot with different languages, and they're impressed. So you would be able to literally write this whole listing in Italian if you want, as a baseline. We're playing with it right now, tonality. So if you want something to be a little bit more fun or professional, it'll write mostly the description and the bullets in that format. And also potentially customized inputs. So being able to add certain customized inputs, like, hey, we don't like to talk about, this is not, in line with Amazon's terms. You can't talk about these things. We can exclude those. So there's a few things that are coming up in our AI that we're going to be adding, and then obviously bringing it into some of our other tools as well.
I like the idea that if you don't like the title or one of the bullets, you could just click and come up with something else that might be more suitable for your brand's personality, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's cool. Yeah. So, I think, you've done thousands of listings, whether you've got a baseline with the listing as well, you want to rewrite it, or if you have a zero blank listing and you want to just get over that hump and get something in place that you can then work off, the amount of, time saving it's going to do, plus, getting something that's already well optimized and well written, it's not overstuffed. I know you can, when you launch, you might want to overstuff certain areas of it, but the rest of it is really well written, exact phrase, board match, and written in a way that makes sense. So, it's significant.
I'm not sure if you've ever thought about this, but one of the things that take up time, going back, rechecking competitors' listings to make sure that you're up to date. Do you have any plans on this to go out every 3 months and check your competitors' listings, do a comparison, and make adjustments?
Potentially, yeah. We've talked about. One of the things that we always want to be able to do is to say, hey, we through your PPC search term reports, right? We find a bunch of keywords that are converting from your PPC campaigns that you actually don't even have a listing. Here's a list of keywords you should be adding to your listing, right? So that's something that we've always looked at doing, and I think this would be an ideal situation where we could go and give it additive keywords that it needs to add, and then just rewrite it into the listing. So I think that's it. In terms of like automatically checking versus the competitors, the more automated we can get, the better. I think there's always a balance between prompting the human to take action versus just automating something, because sometimes your eye can be taken off the ball, right? It might be a notification to go in and run it and check it versus just running it automatically. But we'll find the balance of those. But that's a super cool idea. I like it. Yeah.
Well, hopefully that can be done. All right. So pretty much the last question I have, and this is just for action steps. So if somebody's coming in and they want to use ZonGuru's beta program, what are the 5 action steps, or what are 3, or what are the action steps that people will need to know just to get it done? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, just really quickly.
First off, they need to sign up through the link that we provided you. We've got certain links out there, and that gives them access to the beta. So it's included in the subscription they sign up with. Like, it's a limited amount, so we're not giving it to everyone. So if you're an existing customer, you'll have access, but new customers, they have to come through certain partners, you being one of them. So once they've signed up, they go in there, connect their accounts if they want. They'll get access to all the tools. And then the best thing to do is to go in, run a keywords on fire session. There's videos in there, tutorials, walkthroughs, but run a session on that. What's really good about our tool is that we do an amazing job of not just finding keywords that everyone has, indexed for across competitors. We also find what people are actually typing into Amazon right now that are really relevant for right now, and we dedupe on that and put it through a relevancy score. So you're going to find some keywords there that other competition just don't find. And so once you have that core quality set of keywords run, then you're just going to Listing Optimizer, load a couple of competitors, load the keywords, and then run the AI. So, super easy to run. We have a support system that can send you videos. There's a whole bunch of stuff in there that you can play around with and get all the help from our support team as well.
All right, fantastic. So before we go over to the wheel, let's bring back the mayor of Blunderville. Do you have any questions, Kels?
No, I don't think so. I think we covered everything. And just for our audio listeners, if they're not able to see the discount, if you go to zonguru.link/LWN20, you can get 20% off ZonGuru plan for life, which is awesome. And we are doing the giveaway. So if you haven't yet, enter #Wheel of Kelsey to win the free listing comparison analysis and a free month of ZonGuru. So check that out. Get your comments in as fast as you can, and we'll be going over to a sponsor soon. Do you want to throw it over now?
Yep, let's do it now.
All right, here we go.
Launching products isn't like it used to be. To successfully launch your product, you need to hit that algorithm from all sides. Driving external sales, boosting social signals, and increasing product listing engagement are fundamental to success. Rebate is the first and only launch platform that delivers across this broad range. Get your product featured on Amazon.live through Rebate's influencer program. With this service, your product gets instant exposure to large audiences of shoppers and permanent placement on Amazon Influencer Storefront, which drives perpetual sales. Run a sweepstakes campaign on Rebate and connect with shoppers off Amazon. And lastly, drive external sales with tried and true deals campaigns. Visit rebate.com today and get started with your 14-day free trial. All right, just checking my TikTok. It's addictive, I got to tell you. I don't watch any of them. My wife takes care of that. But just what I posted to see if I got any followers. But you know what? This is exactly the same when you post an Amazon listing. If you're new, what do? I know, like for me, when I first put up my first product, I was on my phone all the time looking, oh, I got a sale. Oh, I got another sale. And it was addictive. And that's the same thing with this new project that I'm doing.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's the fun part, man. You always look back on those, and it's where it starts, that little seed, right, and where it ends in a couple of years is going to be amazing to see. So yeah, I'm stoked for you, Norman. That's a really cool thing, and I'll be following. And anyone else out there, what's good about the tool is just, if you have a listing, just compare it, right? Compare it against competitors, compare it against AI. At least have that, like, that confident touch point where you go, okay, cool, I've done a good job. Let me go and focus on my PPC. It's got nothing to do with my listing. And at least our tools give you that ability to at least validate and compare, your listing versus competitors or ChatGPT, etc. So get in and give it a try. Even if you sign up, it's free for the first week. So you can get it for free pretty much.
Yeah, and I can tell you, I've experimented with this quite a bit with ChatGPT, just creating a listing, and I can't wait to check out what your app will deliver, because it already has the power. You're just taking that information and like I said before, it's on steroids, so you get that better quality optimized listing. Like, I bet you the second one that you showed us, that gave us 15,000 as a rating, that seller probably thinks they got a pretty hot listing. And look at, with what you did in 30 seconds, you doubled the quality and the optimization of that listing.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, we obviously look at our customer base in aggregate, right? And we can tell, on aggregate, when people engage with keywords on Farrar, Listing Optimizer, and how that compares to revenue before and after. And I think we have it's right now, it's about 81% increase overall in revenue from before and after people using the tool. So, some are bigger, some are smaller, but I mean, that fact alone just shows like you've got to do it, because if you, it's frustrating when you speak to sellers and you like everything you're doing is off of a baseline that's not maximized to its potential. So maximize your potential by getting the best listing. Obviously, product has to be best. Images have to be amazing, but your listing is like the it's the heartbeat of your business. And if you're not maximizing that potential, everything you do on top of that, PPC, outside traffic, yada yada, it's all falling short of what it could be at, right? And so you've got to make sure that you're doing the best job there on your listing.
Very good. Jon, can't wait to the next time you come on. That'll be number 4 or 5. I don't know. That you have a webinar coming up, right?
Yeah, we are. Yes, I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah. So Kelsey can explain about that. What date is that coming up, Kelsey?
We're still working on the dates for that, but that will be coming up, guessing maybe March-ish, early March.
Okay.
Yeah, I think Kelsey, you said Norm was off ice fishing or something stupid, so we couldn't do it. Yeah.
Take the knife out of my back. You're in LA right now, soaking up the sun, getting rays, and the only rays I have are no rays of hope. It's cold.
Yeah, I got you. I feel you. Cool. Well, yeah, guys, enjoy the seller cruise, and remember, you can't get off, so make the best of it.
Fantastic. All right. So if you are interested in this, check it out. We're going to have a link in the show notes. And if you're paying attention to this live, if you are listening live, we'll be trying to monitor this if the Wi-Fi allows us. So until next time, thank you, Jon, for coming on.
Thank you, guys. That was amazing. Yeah.
All right. Thanks. And I hope everybody enjoyed this pre-recorded version of Lunch with Norm. Kelsey, what do you have to say?
Okay. Well, as we said, the Wheel of Kelsey isn't being spun right now since this is a pre-recorded episode, but feel free to drop the hashtag Wheel of Kelsey's in the comments, and we'll pick the winner once we have Wi-Fi. So,
well, hold it. We got to do the music anyways.
I know you forgot about it.
I forgot about it.
Yeah. So we won't do the wheel, but here is the Wheel of Kelsey song.
It's time for the Wheel of Kelsey.
All right.
There we
have
go.
A winner.
Yes. Congratulations to whoever that winner is. We'll be reaching out to you directly and letting you know how you can get the little prize we got. So, and don't forget to use the ZonGuru code or the link available for everyone for 20% off any ZonGuru plan for life. That's zonguru.link/LWN, all capitals 20. So links will be in the descriptions of this on Facebook and YouTube. So check that out. And don't forget to smash those like buttons if you enjoyed today's episode. Also join our Facebook group, Lunch with Norm, Amazon FBA, and eCommerce Collective. And I think we're good.
Fantastic. All right, everybody. Join us every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at noon Eastern Standard Time. Also, if you want to have an update or if you want to follow my journey trying to become a product influencer, I'm journaling every day at Norm Farrar on TikTok. How's that? And I'm trying to get you information. So if you are an Amazon seller trying to find influencers, or if you are a brand owner wanting to become an influencer or become your own brand influencer, or if you're just interested in trying to do something as a side hustle over the next 365 days, I'm doing it. I'm going to be broadcasting, but Fridays is my update. So check it out, sign up, follow. I need about 99,993 to go. But anyways, we'll get there. I hope, fingers crossed. And like I always say, thank you so much for being part of this community. You guys are awesome. We love you. We could not do this without you. And we will see you when we get back from the cruise. Want more great information? Don't forget to subscribe by clicking here. Also, if you want to check out our latest podcasts, click over here.
Lunch with